Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Coloring Passports. I'm Rio and today we are going to tackle the Yellow Perch page in the freshwater book. I'm super excited about that, so let's get started. So I'm thinking we can go about this a couple of different ways. We can start with the background, get the lily pads colored in, put a little aqua color in the, in the background for water, and then tackle the fish. Is that what I want to do? Is that what I want to do? Well, let's do it. So, I feel like I want to grab chartreuse. Definitely chartreuse is in here. Oh, like all the greens. Like literally all the greens. I think this light green is actually going to be a great background color. So I'm going to sharpen it and add that to my pile of shavings over here that I'm collecting while we do all of this. And I'm going to start, I'm telling you that I feel like there would be like a bubble. We're just gonna bubble there, and I'll come back in and make these a little more distinct. Definitely gonna have this color in between here. Oh my goodness. And on this one, I'm gonna attempt to kind of paint some, at least the illusion of there being some water. So I'm gonna say that maybe down to here, it's kind of curled in this way. Maybe as it comes down here, it sort of changes direction. Oh wow, that might actually work. It always shocks me when these things happen the way that I think that they should. I always come into this not 100% knowing what I'm doing, just so you know. And that's kind of the fun part of it. Okay. Look at it, it already looks like water. How did that even happen? That's awesome in my opinion. I'm digging that. Okay, we're gonna make that a flower. We're gonna make this, so in here we can probably color a little bit darker. If I was doing a painting, I would have probably went through and put a sepia coat down and then started painting on top. So it is a bit of a disadvantage in my personal opinion to have to start a painting or a drawing sequence with solid white paper. However, we're going to make the best of this like we did in the other ones. We're gonna make this work. Okay, so I'm gonna lightly come down here in between the fish. It's okay if I get some of this color on the fish. It's totally fine. It's no big deal. We're not gonna stress about that at all. I like angles, so we're gonna kind of have this angle like this angle going up like this. Makes the piece a little more dramatic, and I just like the way that it feels. We're gonna call that a shadow, that. So we're gonna add maybe a few more little bubbles of water up underneath this lily pad. also feel like I'm going to take the chance, not on this one, but on this one, and go ahead and just put a light layer of this light green on this lily and on this lily and back here on these stems. That way we're not working with complete and total solid white colors. Oh, let's see here. That's not gonna be, we're not gonna have that be a shadow. We'll have that be an actual lily pad. And I don't want to fill that all in because I want some light reflecting on that. Yee. Okay, so we did that. Now we're gonna switch to the chartreuse. We're gonna come in here. We're gonna color this whole thing with chartreuse. And it is going to be like in your face. Now I don't want to, I'm going to try to not fill in where I've just put in the little bubbles of water because I want those to not have any yellow on them at all. We'll see if that happens. I don't know, it's kind of difficult really to keep those separate because this is wild. Oh, this color is really intense. I mean, really intense. So. Okay, there's that. I am now gonna grab a fistful of the Hoo Heroes. So, I need a dark green that's not to the blue. So we're gonna try this one here. This is Prussian green. And then those two appear to be darker. What color is this one? Forest green, that's probably a good one. That's definitely a good color. So we're gonna start with those for a minute and see what we can come up with. I also kind of like that color. I also kind of like that color. Those two look the same barrel-wise, but they're different colors. Okay, and then of course my purple gray. Purple gray is really nice. I'm telling you, it's a nice color. And then these two colors for some added. There we go. That's what we're working with so far. And maybe some of that yellow. Ooh, it's always so hard to choose. Okay, let's start with that. Grass green. I think that's not too terrible. Okay. Let's get on to this one here. This one's further away. I'm gonna grab that yellow ochre again, and even though I just said we were gonna do a little bit different one, I'm gonna come over here and add some of this ochre over here. Okay, a little bit of ochre here on the stem. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to ochre this stem. And I started with the ochre here because I feel like this one's further away from the fish. So we're gonna try to set it back a little bit further. I don't know if that's the right thing to do or not, but we're gonna see what happens with it. I'm also gonna grab moss green. And I'm gonna add just a touch of moss green back in here. Okay, so now let's see what we can come up with. I'm gonna play with emerald. And I don't know if this is the right color or not. It might not be. I don't think it is. I don't like this color. We're gonna go back to forest green. The emerald has too much blue in it, too much phthalo blue in it, and I don't want that blue. I want more to the yellow. Gonna go back to the moss green and the Hoo Hero. Gonna kind of just go over everything that I've already colored, kind of blend it all out. Come down here and add a little bit of that color down here. Now, I do want this one to be a little more blue. So I'm going to grab some of that Prussian green. I'm also going to put just a touch of this Prussian here in this area where the water is. I'm also going to put a little bit of it here, here. Okay, I'm gonna grab the grass green, come across the top of this lily pad here, and come across the top of this lily pad here with it. Gonna grab some more of that ochre. Okay, now apple green right here. Now I know that there's not much going on with this one at this particular moment with regards to it actually looking real, but we'll come back to that. So we're gonna add, we're gonna come over here, we're gonna add a little reflecty here and there. Okay. All right. So we've got a little bit of the base colors laid down here. I feel like I want to develop a little bit more of the water, so I have sharpened off camera some of these colors here. So we're in the Prismacolor line because I'm very familiar with these, and we'll pull some Hoo Hoo Heroes as well. So we have Sky Blue Light, Blue Slate, Pale Green, Light Aqua, Muted Turquoise, Aquamarine, Parrot Green, Slate Blue, and Peacock Blue. So we're going to attempt to get up in here and make this work. So let's get it done. It's a little more intense. It's the right hue, but the intensity of that is off. It's okay. We're just gonna go with it. And I'll try to color over it with something else later. Now you gotta be careful on this water. You don't want to take these colors from one side of the page to the other. So we're kind of just trying to keep everything a little bit isolated here. Try to Muted Turquoise. Okay, I'm just gonna move these up here just a touch. This light green intrigues me, so we're gonna come through here with some of this and revisit some of this color here. Now this is the light aqua. It's starting to look like water. Okay, now I'm gonna come over here and start really defining this drop here where there's no ripples. I think it's gonna start coming to life. And I've set the book up to where you can practice backgrounds on some of the pages, and some of the pages you can just be wild and do whatever you want in the background. Like we did on the peacock bass, that was fun. Okay, so there's that. I'm gonna come in here with this pale green and color directly over the top of this. Got the peacock. And I don't want to get too crazy with it, although I am liking it. I think painting expansive. All right, let's get these fish. Let's go back to the fish. I want to go back and revisit the fish. So I need I still feel like I want to color a little bit. Okay, I lied. Let's color a little bit more of this water area here. Just a touch. Because I feel like it's going to make a difference in how this translates. as always, let's come over here. I'm gonna move that edge a little bit so I can get in there. I don't really want to color it in this direction, but I'm going to, just because I don't want to curl the edge and color on the page below it. I'm kind of excited about how this is looking. Now the greens up here aren't correct with the water yet. And I think that if we grab a true green, we might be able to come in and make some ripples that make some sense, at least in the water pattern. That's just fun. Okay. I just kind of want to this is because it's a sketchbook, because it's a place to practice. I just really want to see where the boundaries are with this water. I'm kind of interested. I like it, actually. I do. I'm gonna bring some of this over here, just barely. I don't want to get too crazy with it. Okay, so let's get into the fish, shall we? So I know for a fact that we've got, this is the eggshell. I know we've got this eggshell color on this fish. I'm just gonna go over pretty much the whole thing except for the eye. And I'm not gonna touch his lips yet. I'm gonna do a little bit of undercolor here and just kind of get him set up, because this color is pretty dominant throughout this fish. I'm gonna barely come up here. I'm gonna go over all the areas that I had already done that purple, blue, purple, gray. I'm gonna hit the spines here where the light's gonna be hitting with a little bit of this color. I'm also gonna go ahead and color over his fins. This is super sloppy. I just want to get some color down. This color may actually end up being the final color on part of his fins back here. So I'm going to color a little heavier there. Okay, so there's that. Then I know that I'm going to have more of a green. This is the yellow chartreuse, and I don't know if this is the right color or not. Wow, that's really intense, y'all. See how that looks like the light is just coming right on in? Ooh, wait. And the other thing is that this is too close to the color of the, well, it's not terrible. I'm going to put a little bit of it down here. Oh, that's nice. Okay. here, a little bit there. The fin that I forgot to draw. Gonna add a little bit of the chartreuse down here. We're gonna add a little chartreuse here and a little, just a tiny bit there. Okay, so I know that's a lot. That's a lot to take in. That's a lot to be okay with right there. So let's grab the cream color. I'm gonna come up here and add some of this cream color. See, we're just kind of making a mess of it. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't hate it. So let's see where else. Let's add some cream color in his tail here, and I'm just coloring it across the grain because I just want to cover it very quickly. So I'm gonna put the cream back. I've got all these pastel-y colors because he reads pastel-y, but he's really not pastel-y. So now we've got to start finding the correct combination of the browns, the umbers, and the blues, and the oranges, and the greens, because he's really every color of the rainbow. He's quite spectacular, actually. I'm gonna grab the orange, the actual orange. And I'm gonna come in here and just barely lay in some color so I can start to kind of see some things here. Yeah, there's a fly in my studio. And I tried to get rid of him yesterday, and I thought I had, but apparently I was just lying to myself. Okay. There. Now we definitely know that there's orange here. Definitely know that there's orange here. And there's really, in all reality, some So I'm going to leave this orange out so that I know that I am, it just rolled off the page. Okay, so now we're going to grab the cadmium orange hue. Let's see if this is, I'm going to add some of it back here. I need more of a, I think this is the color that I need. Yellowed orange. Woo! Okay, yep, that's gonna get the job done. Alrighty now. Wish this was bigger. It's hard to do on this scale, on this size. Okay, so. I'm gonna come in here and do my little loopies, and yes, the scale pattern might be larger than it really would be in real life, but we're gonna be okay with that. I'm not going all the way to the edge here. Using that same green color. We're using the sap green light. We're just starting to kind of come over the top of all these other colors here. We're going to use it and come over here and give the side of the fish some color. Ooh, that's pretty. back into the light umber. I want to add a little bit more shadow here on the stripes of this fish, on the fish on top. It's coming around. It'll be all right. Okay, so now we need to make some other decisions here. I'm gonna go for the 90% gray. I'm also going to, well, you know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna pull some colors out of the Hoo Hero. Burnt umber. Let's see what burnt umber looks like. Woo, okay. I really feel like the burnt umber here is probably in the tail. Oh yeah, that's good. Probably there and there. Probably a little bit right here. Just gonna go right on top of that orange. Oh yeah. I'm gonna add a little bit of it on his underbelly as well. Okay. It's a clay color. Clay needs to be sharpened. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, the clay is a nice color for shadow colors on the fins. Oh yeah, that works. Okay. Works pretty nice. I'm gonna come in here and just hit some of these lines. I also feel like the clay could be up here in this eyeball. Okay, what other colors can we play with in here? What is this? This is straight up black. Let's just see what that produces. Well, you know, I don't use black often because not all blacks are the same. You've got blue blacks, red blacks, orange blacks. So I'm always very cautious when given the option. Ivory black. This says ivory black. Now, ivory black is a blue black. Lamp black is a purple black. So let's see if this is truly a blue black, because if it is, it will work for oh, yep, it is. Ivory black is a blue black. In Hoo Hero, in this set, it actually is doing what it would do if I was using paint. So it's mixing beautifully over the yellow and it's making a super dark green that reads like black. And that's what we're looking for. We want to put some of this in here. come up here. See, even though it says it's black, it's totally making those green colors that I'm looking for, because we're doing this directly on top of the yellow, and ivory black is absolutely a blue black, which means that it's going to mix with that yellow and just make these beautiful colors here. These beautiful dark greens. Now you're starting to kind of look like a lizard in my opinion, so I've got to be real careful moving forward here with what I'm doing. So I know that we kind of want this area to look like it's a little bit shaded, that way his back reads like it's got light on it. And you know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off with the colored pencils. I'm not an expert with colored pencils, y'all. I'm trying to learn the colored pencils. I'm working very hard to learn the colored pencils. But I'm far from an expert with colored pencils. That's kind of fun. That's fun. Okay, so I like this color. We're going to keep this color out. So which color is this? This is the straight black. I'm going to put it away. What color is this? That's the burnt umber. That one worked pretty well. This is the purple gray, which we've already been playing with a bit. Come back in where I feel like it should be a little bit darker. And just go ahead and give it some oomph with some dark color there. Okay, what color is this? That's blue. What color is this? That's charcoal. What color is this? This is intense blue. I don't really know what they mean by that. Oh, yeah. Let's do some of that. Right over those stripies. Yep, that works. A little bit of intense blue back here. Okay, I like it. That little blue strip right there. We're gonna set that down by simply putting some orange over the top of that, and then probably some charcoal gray. Yep, that'll do. Charcoal. I'll put a little charcoal up here in this stem, just to see. Well, this is fun. Okay, so I'm feeling like I want some sort of an orange. This is salmon. This color is called salmon, and I think that if I take this salmon over the top of this fish, ooh yeah, it's gonna give some really nice added color to this fish. Oh wow, that's really pretty. And then we want some of that salmon up in his gill. His fin, I mean. And then, yeah. Well, I don't hate any of this. I think it's turning out pretty dang good. What color is this? This is dark blue. I don't know what that's going to translate into, so let's just give it a go first. Okay, so that could definitely be some of that. Could definitely be some of this. Could definitely be on his lips. Yep. Wowza. Okay. Alright. It's not terrible. Let's get back over here into this one. We're going to go ahead and take some of this dark blue and just scuff up that. Let's get some of the dark blue up here on this part of the fish. Tiny little circles. Don't want to color it all. Want to leave some of that green showing through, but having some of that blue color in there is quite nice. I'm telling you, it's gonna read well when it's done. It's gonna read well. Okay. There we go. Okay, so that's not a terrible color. Lemon yellow, maybe? Yeah, I'm just trying to highlight some of the colors here. I just want to be able to see that there's light on this fish. Ooh, look, I just added the light to the fish. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. All right, so let's look at this a little bit closer. This area of his cheek needs to be developed just a bit. So I've grabbed artichoke and I'm just gonna start adding some of this darker color in right here. I'm gonna grab walnut brown. Gonna have a little bit of fun with that. Some of that in here, a little bit of walnut brown on top of these colors here. Just a touch. We probably added a little too much, but that's okay. We're going to come back in with some other colors. Lighten it up just a little bit. No big deal. We also have room for some watercolor to come in there. I'm going to grab this blue slate and I'm going to come in here and wow. This fly is going to make me crazy. So I'm wondering if I should pick up some regular watercolor at this point. I think we're gonna. These areas are so small, it's kind of hard to paint it effectively. So I am going to activate some of this watercolor and kind of just see where we are with it. That's definitely the wrong color, so I'm going to clean my brush off real quick here. Grab some of this metallic-y chartreusey color. Grab some of this blue, put a little bit of it underneath the fish here. See, running the watercolor over everything kind of just pulls it all together. Kind of just gives you that big picture moment. Wanting to look angry, you gotta be careful. Any marks around the eyes, because I don't want the fish to look angry. He's not, well, he might be, but I don't want mine to look angry. Add a little bit of red in this. Some of that pale periwinkle blue. Get that back in this part of the tail. That's looking pretty good. Grab some orange. Mix that with a little bit of yellow, or maybe it's a gold. I'm not sure if that's, I think it is metallic. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty. Okay. I think this is the green. It's looking more like a peacock bass. Ugh. Okay. Let's add some of that green watercolor, just a touch to some of the plants here. I'm just kind of playing in the paint, y'all. There's no real rhyme or reason. I'm just seeing what I can do to make these colors pop just a little bit more. I'm gonna grab some of this blue, a little bit of this fluorescent green, which I know kind of doesn't make any sense, but I'm gonna pull some of this color here underneath. Just trying to tie it all together. A little bit of a sandy bottom here, a little bit of that periwinkle blue, little fluorescent green. Okay, I think that what we need to do now is set this aside and bring out the pens here. So we're gonna do a little marking on his face, a little marking on his eyes, a little marking on his eyes up here, a little mark on his face. Definitely has a highlight here. Definitely is in the highlight here. Definitely has a highlight on his fin. Graphic illustration. Okay. I'm going to touch that just a touch with my finger so that it's not all the exact same shade of white coming through there. We're going to give him some white down here on his body. See that? That's looking pretty good. Okay, we've got him handled. He's got some shadow over him from the lily pad. He's got to have some color on his face here. He's kind of coming out of the shadows right here. So he's going to have a little more highlight here. That's the other part about doing a page that has more than one species, more than one subject matter in it. It's hard to keep everything on the plane it's supposed to be on. We got it. Gonna scribble in here some of the white on his belly. Just add that in. I do want to enhance his fins just a bit. So we're going to come back in with a little bit of color here and just make his fins a little bit more aggressively beautiful. Because these fins are really intense on some of these fish. So there's that. You know, we've got a little bit up in here. Just a touch. I don't want to use too much. I just add a little bit there and there. All right. I think we just call it good here. I think that looks pretty decent, actually. I think it's pretty decent. I'm not disappointed. I think it looks pretty decent. I'm gonna add a little bit of greens in here. I think we're good. So. Little Love Rio action there. There we go. Okay. And there you have it. All right. So I signed it, but I've decided to load it with the goods. So I'm gonna load it up with the interference. We're gonna get into this fine tag here. A little bit of the gold, a little bit of the orange. And I'm gonna come in and bedazzle the fish with the little shim shim. Then I'm gonna grab some of the blue, put it in the black areas. Chase that I can't be done until I bedazzle it. So here we go. Gonna grab some of the green. And I know you probably can't see it yet, but I think that once I start moving the page around, we'll be able to see what's going on with it. I think it'll be really pretty. Some of the orange and the there it is. There's all the shimmer. Ooh, yep, there it is. That's making it work. So, final thoughts. I think it turned out pretty good. I like it. The water works better this time, and I think the lily pads could probably have some more shadows on the bottom part of them, but I don't really think it's all that necessary. I think it looks good, so I think we're gonna call it good. So there you have the yellow perch. All right, there you have it. Yellow perch completed. One more down. Walleye is up next, but until then, I'm Rio. This has been Coloring Passports, and I'll see you on the next page.